Okay, so here we have yellow rattle, Rhinanthus Minor, also known as the meadow maker. And the reason for this is that it's quite an important plant for trying to establish wildflower meadows. It's semi-parasitic, so what happens is that the roots of the yellow rattle make contact with the surrounding grass roots, and they remove the water and the nutrients and make it very difficult for the grasses to thrive. So they keep the grasses down, and this in turn means that more wildflowers have an opportunity to come in. The yellow rattle is also an annual, and that means that it completes its life cycle in 1 year, and so when it dies back in the winter months, that too creates a gap in the ground, which means that other things can become established as well. Now, why I pick really windy days to do videos? Well, actually we have a lot of windy days, but there we go. So you can see that it's got these beautiful yellow sort of two-lipped flowers. I don't know if you can see there, it's got these little purple teeth on them, and they come out of this sort of inflated green calyx here, and then it's got lovely dark green toothed leaves that are arranged in opposites up the stem, and they're quite veined leaves, and you get these sort of, I don't know if you can see, sort of blotches on the stem as well. It's not really very hairy, it's a little bit bristly, and then you get these fruits in these sort of inflated discs, and they ripen over July, so these are sort of becoming ready. Here's some which are ready, which I'm going to be collecting, these sort of more purpley brown coloured ones. They be ready now, and so I'm going to be taking some of these. Now the plant establishes really early, it germinates early in the year, sort of March sort of time, and that's one of the problems when trying to put it into your grassy areas at home, if you'd like to encourage more flowers in your lawn sort of thing, because a lot of people then mow, and this starts to flower around sort of April, May time, and it's really important that the grass isn't cut during those times so that it has the opportunity to flower and establish. So if you were going to collect some seed and sow it into your grassy areas, you would need to make sure that in September your grass is cut really short, and then you need to rake the top of the area because you need bare soil, so the seed has to make contact with the earth. The seed discs then act as solar collectors, so that early in the year it's heated by the sunlight rather than warming up more slowly in the ground. It's really important to sow the seed in the autumn, and it's also important to use fresh seed. The seed doesn't really keep very long, and it requires months of cold temperatures in order to germinate. So you cut your grass really short in September, you rake the top so that there's no thatch or mosses on the surface of the soil, and then you would scatter the seed, not too densely because it won't survive if it can't find a host plant, clover or grasses. It also really dislikes fertile soil, so if you've a very fertile lawn, or if you've got very vigorous grasses such as couch, ryegrass, cocksfoot, those kind of things, it will struggle. And the way you can reduce the fertility of your grass area is to mow in September and remove all of the clippings, and then gradually over time you'll lose fertility. So once you've sowed your seed in the autumn and you've let it make contact with the earth, it's important to keep the grass down after that point. So you may mow again maybe a couple of times before Christmas. It's important that by January the grass is short, so that the light and the warmth can get at the seed ready for it to germinate and then flower. You may only get a few that grow initially, and then you again, come September, you mow again, you remove all the cuttings, and then the following year you should get a bit of a better spread. Now it's pollinated by large bees, so it's favoured by bumblebees. Try and get the camera in focus would help. And the other reason it's really important is that it's the food source for the larvae of the grass rivulet moth. Now there's not too great a distribution of those in Ireland, but there are some down the west coast of Donegal, and there's been recordings made in South Inishowen as well. So it is an important food source for those, and I just think it's a really pretty meadow flower, and I'm delighted to find this large patch. Some more there, look, just round the corner from where I am. Absolutely beautiful to see. So I'm going to be taking a few of these, and I'm creating an area at the edge of the lawn where I'm going to start to sow a few. So that's all from me today. Thanks for watching, and I shall continue to do a few more of these videos as and when, and try and pick a less windy day next time. Thanks a million.